Podcasts, the show that brings you information, guidance, and support to entrepreneur-minded individuals like yourself. TTalks.net will give you something to talk about tomorrow. This isn't the Daily Show, but this is the show where you'll get everything. You'll get a fiesta of a mix with the old and the new. They will give you tips and insights into everyday business, big wins in everyday life. They have a lot to add, from bookkeeping to sales, sales management, and sales training, and daily content for listeners to learn and enjoy. We are here to improve your life and business or sales career. Without any further ado, introducing the dynamic duo, Alex DeLuca and Rafael Rodriguez Jr.
Woo! Hey, Ralph, how you doing over there in Hollywood today?
I am doing fantastic. Having the time of my life.
Time of my life. You think we're going to, one of these days, we're going to figure out, we're going to be podcast champions, I believe. Turn on the switch.
I hope so. I mean, it feels like deja vu. I think I've seen this before.
It might have happened, recently, maybe last night, maybe like 4 nights ago or last week, But, this is our practice, and we get to do it live in front of this Logitech camera, the webcams that we have here, and learn how to use them and these mics and plugging them into the computer and making sure audio works, and you name it, man. It's definitely it's a fighting struggle, it seems to be.
Well, I think we're getting better and better. We are figuring things out. Like a true salesperson, a true warrior, part of the 300. Ooh, we just don't give up.
That's it, man.
We go ahead and we just make
roll
things
with
happen.
the punches.
Hey, you know what? The harder you roll, the harder you get up.
Roll with the times of COVID. This is 2021, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go ahead and say it's 10:18 p.m. here. My name's Alex DeLuca. I'm one of your hosts here in Naples, Florida.
And this is Rafael from Hollywood.
You're going to get a deal, mixed with obviously the new and the old.
Wait. Hold it. Like wine, okay?
It gets better with time, huh?
Absolutely.
Not cigars unless they're in a humidifier, so it all depends.
Absolutely.
Definitely. But, we're going to start off these shows with as much positivity as possible. We're going to give you an action-packed 30 minutes of recording time, 5 days a week. We're giving it to you real live and the big tips, big wins, insights into everyday life and business, huh?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
There are a lot of tips out there. There's 1,000 ways to skin the cat.
Yes.
I will use my Lombardi, the swing, the sweep that he was basically very famous for. And he actually spoke about that play for 8 hours straight on a convention. And
awesome.
You think you know about football until you listen to that 8 hour, 8 hour of freaking instructional play-by-play of the sweep.
The sweep.
8 hours.
The sweep left, sweep right. You name it. Which way are we going?
Whichever way we hit a touchdown.
That's it. So we got 17 best sales tips and techniques for success today. Our host, Rafael Rodriguez, kind of put this together for us. And it's going to give us, a lot of tips. 17. I don't know how we cover 17 in a half hour, but
the idea was to cover around 5 or 6.
To go off topic.
Well, the idea was to cover 5 or 6, not all 17, because, come on, we can't give them everything all at once. So, because there is a lot of... There's a lot of overlay of the things that we talked already in the past, so we're gonna just kind of jump around. Jump
up and get down. Where's
That's
the disco
right.
ball when you need it, and the party favors. Tip number 1. So we're gonna jump right in this. Do not missell in sales. That's kind of huge. You got to know what. Even the most inexperienced or experienced sales rep, they could do this. What do they want, right? And misselling the situation. You can see this time and time again for sure.
Absolutely, and we're talking about you're satisfying a need. And you guys gonna hear me say this 1,000 times. You sell yourself, you sell the company, you create the need, you satisfy the need, and you close.
And I'm going to just add to that. You're going to hear me say this over and over again. You're in the house to sell a demonstration, and nothing more. Last episode we talked about our prejudges, our warm up, and this, that, and the other. But it's all intertwining. Everything we talk about on a daily basis, and the most important facts you might hear us say on a daily basis. And if we go off topic once again, get used to it.
Yeah, we definitely will do that. That you can count on that one.
Oh, yeah. Just don't open up a webpage while we're in the show just to talk about something around. I'm going to keep the stock market closed today for the most part. We're going to stay on our script.
Yeah, that's going to be hard.
Yeah. So let's see. So don't miss. Explain. Give me a scenario for don't miss selling sales.
You're there to show the reality of whatever product you're selling. Okay. Mm-hmm. And your job is to put this big square in that big square box. Okay, it's hard to put. It's hard to put a square in a round hole.
Especially it's hard to put. Just imagine a package, right? You get a package and you unpack it and you might want to return it. Try getting that package back in there sometimes. It's still a square, but you can't get it back in.
Well, that's exactly what happens with sale, guys. Try to push the product, whatever product it is, on the need that you already created, or they already have. And
yes.
And the biggest challenge here is that there are different mediums, and you have those people that are referrals. You got people that are inquiries. There are people that they might have been appointment setting because they're homeowners. And every single one of them, their needs are completely different. Some of them, the people that actually called, and they already know that a need exists. The people that you knocked on the door and you just set up an appointment out of the blue, the need is not necessarily there. So therefore, you can't start selling until you actually created a need.
Or found it.
Do you follow what I'm saying? And a lot of times what happens is that you don't necessarily check the need before you start selling it. So that's the process of selling. Jesus Christ, how basic can you get?
Doesn't get more basic than that, man. Oh, geez, I just turned in. I'm trying to stream everywhere and share the video. I turned in. I had your voice twice in my ear telling me things. It was pretty amazing for 1 second.
I don't know if it could be annoying or satisfying. I don't know.
Well, it was kind of almost right on cue with what you end with there. But it hits it right on the head. You got to know the situation you're in. Every situation, there's buying signs, there's non-buying signs, there's wants and needs. You got to figure out what they are. And the best brand maker and some of the best industry leaders, they created the need of a product, and we went through that with a great company down there in the Southeast Florida, Greater Broward area, and we saw a need created over a 5-year time span where we sat in a boardroom and they had meetings, and we have a 5-year plan, and they put that 5-year plan on paper. We got to sit back, reap the benefits, kind of market with them, and have some fun, but. They took advantage of that market for sure.
Now, I kind of hit it right in the head in regards to number one, but the next one I want to go to, which is my tip number 3. I'm not going to go into research because we kind of cover that.
A lot, all the time.
Research. If you don't know about research by now, just turn off the podcast and go play, do something unproductive.
Before we were doing this podcast every day, obviously, I'd be working until X hours, but I was an avid video game player, pretty good at it, PUBG, but this is my new hobby at the moment, so we're going to get good at this too, trust me.
Now, change-up.
Change-ups.
Oh, man, change-up. Guys, this is where you have to be in control of the scenario, of the scene that's happening. You're putting a show. It's your show. You are the killer salesperson in the room. This is your show, and you're the one that has to deliver that performance. If you see that performance is not going too well, Go throw in a joke. Do something, but just don't continue. Ask questions. Find out. Tell them a joke. Break the ice. Do something. Change it up.
Change it up a little bit. Come on. I'm tired of this crap. You got to change it up. What's wrong with you? No, you're in the house, and we talk about, what is a sales rep among many things, and being a detective is one of them. But you got to figure out what's going on in that person's head. And, if you can't read buying signs and read signs of, I'm not interested, or, I'm not giving you any of my time, 100% change it up, whether it's you start getting a little bit louder, make a joke about something, the ice, ask when's lunch going to get made, I'm getting kind of hungry, anything to change it up, to get some type of humor, or crack a joke, a smile from them. But we've all been in that situation. You get to the house and it's just blah. Like, well, I'm Mr. Energy and I just came to block. Like, what do? You impact them with your enthusiasm. Change it up. Change the tone.
Well, and you're the driver's seat. I mean, like I said, it's supposed to be your show, so you have to be in the driver's seat. And all I can tell you is that just feel it. And the best way to start having changing things up is by asking questions. So, whatever you're selling, ask questions along the line. When was the last time you changed your roof? When was the last time your windows, did you caulk your windows? You're supposed to caulk it every 4 years. I bet you, most homeowners forget about that. Have you done that? And you might be off topic, but you're trying to find out a pulse about where these people are at, and trying to get into their brain, either indirectly or directly.
No, you said it right there. You're trying to feel the pulse, always feeling the pulse, and you want, it's like a heartbeat. It's going to go up and down, but you need to ride those peaks up, especially when you're building enthusiasm and impulse in the sale. That we'll talk about, the 4 impulse factors. Impulsing is huge, and getting people excited about why you're there at the end of the day. No matter what sale you're in, it's all about building that impulse and changing it up throughout the time. You'll feel it going down the pulse of the meeting, and it's time to do something about it. Either it's not, the sale isn't going to happen, or it's your time to change it up a little bit.
And talking about changing things up, it leads me to my next one, which is don't rush the sales pitch. Number 7.
Don't rush the sales pitch. Number 7. T-Talk tip of February 11th. Number 7. Give it to us, Ralph.
It's your show. You're doing your presentation. A lot of times you have to flow with it, and you have to be able to adapt to changes. And we talked about changing, but go through the process. Whoever came up with your sales pitch, if it was you or somebody else, most likely it's a sales pitch that has been proven over and over and over. And the best way I can tell you about a sales pitch is that, if I'm a director for a movie, and I have Alex DeLuca as an extra comes to me and says, I would like to change your script. And I have Bruce Willis or Will Smith comes to me and says, I want to change your script. What do you think I might say as a producer?
Get the hell out of here.
Not to Will Smith or Willis, but definitely to Alex DeLuca. I might tell him, hey, go take a hike, buddy. Or Sylvester Stallone says, change the script. Without a heartbeat, I'll change it.
Oh, yeah.
So you want to make sure you hit those points that you're supposed to hit on your sales pitch. And sometimes that people might tell you, oh, no, I'm in a hurry, just drop it off. Well, you're doing a disjustice to yourself by not being able to really show value to whatever you're selling. Because if you don't do it, who else you think is going to do it?
The next person that walks in the door.
And are they selling your product?
Feeling. Yeah, they're going to buy somebody else's product.
That's it. So you just gave them the
Every time,
opportunity.
it's not maybe. It's a matter of when and who. It's not you, but it will when somebody else. And it's happened to me and you. I'm sure you drove down the street. I'm going to do this roof install or this window install, whatever it may be. And I look over. I'm like, that house. I talked to them. I'm not doing that job. Somebody else is. Like, what did I do wrong there? It is what it is. You chalk them up. It's a numbers game at the end of the day. But it happens.
Well, and then, yes, absolutely. And what people don't realize is to get in front of that person, there was a lot of things that actually transpire. So, you want to make sure that you're going through the process and trying to squeeze as much as you can, because, like you said, it's a numbers game. If you're not putting up the number, buddy, you know what? Here's another analogy. I own a barber shop, right? And I have 4 chairs. And on each chair, I have a barber. Barber 1, 2, 3, and 4. They all give me 25% of their take. Barber 1, man, he's always busy. Barber 2, he's always busy. Barber 3, he's busy. Barber 4, ain't cutting the mustard. What do you think I should do with Barber 4?
Do you give him a pep talk first?
You know what? I like winners, okay? I will definitely give them a pep talk that, hey, look, either you step it up or you're stepping out.
That's it.
It's one or the other. So,
even at one point when I was in, one of the call centers, one of the most, I'd say, revenue generating situations I've been in, company by the name AM1, just dropping them, look them up, pretty cool financial service company. We would speak about, in the management room, and, I was new, I always liked helping, teach, and training, so I'd be on the meetings, and we talked about each cubicle being its V8 engine on its own, and making sure all 22 cubicles were piping on all cylinders day in, day out. The oil was done, it was lubed up, the air filters were done, and everyone was performing at peak performance. And then you have your bottom 10%, you have the pep talks with them, and you give it a 30-day period to see which way they go up down on the stock market, and then you make the decision after that. But no, 100%, that happens. And we're talking about this, and these are, if you're missing out on these sales tips, you're missing out on opportunities. And number 7, you just touch base on, don't rush the sales pitch is so precise. The company that you work for, or you self-generated that lead, so somebody either put money or you put your sweat equity into it. So why would you want to rush the situation? Just doesn't make sense.
I love this. I love this quote: "Slow and steady wins the race."
Slow and steady wins the race every time.
Slow and steady.
I'm just looking into doing 5Ks, man. I'm going to do one real slow and steady.
Well, we heard it 1,000 times when we were a kid. You have the Bugs Bunny and the turtle.
The bunny and the turtle, man. Yeah, that's one of the originals right there. That's the first life lesson book you get, right?
That's right. That's right. So it's better to be steady, than just run and fumble all the way through.
Yeah, we all want to squeeze, a greater number of buyers in the shortest possible time. The results rushed, and a rush sales pitch at the end of the day. Slow down.
And that kind of goes right next to making a difference. Man.
Oh, then we can touch base on 5 different ways to make a difference in the world, ways to make a difference in your sales pitch, ways to make a difference in your home. It doesn't matter. There's a ton of ways to make a difference, but we'll stick to the tips we have in front of us.
Well,
go ahead.
You sell yourself, you sell the company, you create a need, you satisfy the need, then you close.
So is that making a difference?
The one thing that the competitor does not have, guess who it is?
You.
No, you.
You.
No, you.
No, me?
Yeah.
Well, depends whose shoes on. Yeah, right now me, but you.
You.
And
yeah.
you.
Me, you, and you.
Everybody.
The one that's listening.
Wait, who's on first base? No, let's not start that shit.
So, and it's just not making a difference in the product, but in the sales process, but providing value.
Oh, yeah.
There are certain things that people won't mind spending just that little extra, and the reason why they're spending that little extra is because you're creating value for that customer. I'll give you an example. I'll talk about roof real quick. Providing a secondary water barrier to your roof is a very minor increase to the actual sale, but yet it's a huge impact for the insurance. Don't take it from
and
me.
for the homeowner.
Huh?
Yeah. And for the homeowner, longevity of that roof, any type of wind hitting it anytime soon, it's good.
But you
New
know what?
shingles, you're good.
But you know what? You just created value. Even though they might spend that extra, whatever it is, you created value, and not everybody's trying to sell a number, but what you're doing is you're trying to sell a value.
Value, yeah. No matter what we talk about construction because we live on a daily basis. Teaching, training, running appointments. We sell telecom. We have digital marketing services. We have our Triumph property investment groups. At the end of the day, no matter what topic we're on, we're keyed into that topic, and we're there making a difference inside and out. We talked about the entry yesterday, entering the home. Like, how much of a difference do you think you're making in that person's life when you knock on their door? They've been listening to CNN, Fox News, any type of left or right politics you want to say, but it's a lot of negative stuff out there. We show up, we're breath of fresh air. I don't care if it's life insurance or a new BMW or home improvement products. We are a breath of fresh air. We make a difference every door we open.
And talk about fresh air. Our tip number 9, which is practice empathy.
I had to read a book on that once before, growing up in life, trying to really figure that part out. But no, of course.
You gotta be humble. I mean,
Oof.
and the last thing you want to do is go in with this an ego that can't fit through the door. You think you're the best thing since sliced bread, and everybody else is garbage. I never put down the competition because that's just not the way I am, and that's not the way I will ever be. Because there's no need for it.
There is one big company that's a competitor of mine here. Not dropping any names for this, but they take a large amount of those PPE loans down. A large amount. Somebody bought a boat, a house. It's been in the news in the Lee County area, but we'll leave it at that. So that's the only time I've ever talked bad. Bad business, money decisions, right? Not good.
There's no need. I mean, again, we're supposed to be the joy and bringing happiness into, especially on a high ticket item.
Yes.
There is a pressure, and where they're gonna get the money, and what, and those are the kind of questions you should be asking on your initial intake, just to go ahead and say, don't worry, I got you.
That's part of the warm up.
Huh?
Find out. That's part of the warm up. You're finding out what's going on, and
part of the research.
And part of the research, and we're here. No matter what you're selling, we're here to let that be our problem. And if there's anything, give us a call on this part. We're taking it off your hands. If you're selling telecom, and phone goes down, call me instead of Bell South. If you're selling, home improvement product, call me. Everybody, it goes back to selling you, making a difference with yourself, having empathy, being humble, and that's from a learning aspect, and even just listening. We talked about you have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason on a couple episodes back, but it all goes together.
And one of the things that when you say that everything goes together, if you are making small changes along your community. By providing great service, providing a peace of mind, providing a fair price to that homeowner, man, that you can tap to these people, and these people will be your biggest fan, your biggest advocate, and definitely use it. Which goes right along with our tip number 10. So Alex and I, we're on the same page. Use your social proof as a sales tip. Jesus Christ, come on. Mrs. Joe down the corner. She just bought a roof from me. You want to just walk with me and follow me over there. I'm going to show you how happy she is.
You know what? There's a quick story. Miami Gardens, when we were killing it, when the PACE programs were new down there, I had this old man. He's like, "You did a roof down the street?" And this time I actually did. I say that a lot, Ralph. But, this time I did do the roof right down the street. This old man grabbed his cane, and we walked about 6 homes down. He took a look at that roof. The next day we signed the contract. It was pretty cool. But it was a real-life experience moment there. The guy grabbed his cane, and we were doing his roof a day later. It was pretty fun.
You know what? But those are the stories that just put that smile on your face, and that's the reason why you sleep like a baby every night.
That's it. Sleep good. And we're here to go live. We want to start hiring all types of people and helping construction companies get back at it. 5-star home advisor we created. We have Total Source Network as well, but it's all, we put plans for GCs together that, will fix the leak in the bucket at the end of the day. Whether it's the lead generation part or the sales, we've kind of been there and have done it multiple times now. So we're going to give tips and insights every day on this, on what you can do with yourself and your business to get, on a positive mindset, as we always say too. But, it's a lot of stuff, Ralph. We're just going to say it on a lot of different episodes. I say over and over again, right?
That's it.
That's it.
That's it. And you're absolutely true, because what happens is that, as a business owner, especially a small business owner, you're wearing a lot of hats, okay? And a lot of times, the question is that where should I put the effort into? I mean, either I do the operations, or do I worry about the website? Do I worry about if I don't have a salesperson to sell and I get a call, and how am I going to go ahead and be in an inspection where I have to go and leave a price? And I mean, it's kind of hard, and this is where we kind of have done with companies, especially small companies that have a great operation, but they're lacking the sales force. And now that we generate leads, and now you got people that want to buy and nobody to sell. And now we train and we put some salespeople, and the idea is to create superstars so they can be, great producers, that be killer sales guys. And,
that's it.
And
Did
now,
you write a book on how to be a killer salesperson?
That is correct. And part two
Right
is
on the head
coming.
there.
Part 2 is coming very shortly. We're putting more.
I saw you
into-
working on it.
Yes.
I see that. I see, but we're working on things behind the scenes, guys. We want to do quick tutorials, other 5-minute video clips, classes, trainings, programs, and it's all from an array of industries, which is phenomenal. Ralph, from True Green to home improvement to bookkeeping to telecom to social media to property investments. On my end, I unfortunately I say just as many things. We go at it. It's fun to make money in different realms. A little bit here is worth it to me, just for the learning experience, guys. I'm only 33 years old. I can't talk about Ralph. I got a whole life to live ahead of me.
What are you talking about?
I don't know.
I'm right behind you, buddy.
I'm right behind you. A couple of steps.
Just a couple steps right behind you.
That's it, and this is going to bring joy to us, joy to tons of people. If you have any questions, concerns, what we need to do, what we don't need to do, comments, let us know. But
and that leads us to the last of our tips for tonight.
Yes.
Which is tip number 11. What is it?
Tip number 11, we're going to use a story. You have to be a good storyteller at the end of the day to be a sales rep. If you can't tell pirate stories, well, not all pirate stories, but if you can't tell stories, if you can't be charismatic and get somebody to follow along with your impactful story, you need to kind of take some cues. I can show you a ton of YouTube videos later about how to present, but yeah, storytelling's half the business.
And have you noticed that what we're doing? We're and some of our analogies, we're using our story, and this is not a fiction story. This is live story. This is
live,
true,
unedited,
true,
uncut, real, raw live.
raw live.
A 33-year-old and a 98-year-old from Naples to Hollywood, Florida.
I mean, you just gave one that was just so great that, I mean, I'll use it, and every time I get a chance. When the young man with the cane went 6 houses down and looked at the roof and says, the next day you signed the contract.
Ask Mr. Raul Maxburn about that guy. I think he might have been a part of it.
But those are huge because, you know, I tell the story and I try to make some analogies on some people that I have helped that were in the same situation as the people that I'm with, and Mrs. Jones, and you know, she was on the same page, and now she's saving 20-30%. She changed her AC unit, a new roof, and new windows. Her bill went down 26-30%, and now it's soundproof, and now we're hurricane and protections, and she's a happy like a pig on dirt.
You know, we talk about this stuff, and I forget that it's been embedded in the back of our eyeballs now for years, you know, and when we train and when we talk on this podcast here, it's like, you know, don't forget these parts. I know you've been saying it for 8 years, but don't leave out this information. It's all juicy stuff to get out there. And he's right, you know, this is experience, this is fun, this is life, you know, ups and downs. You know, you guys will hear about it. I was just telling Ralph, you know, I have a very addictive personality. Now I'm Mr. Podcast Man. My son's doing podcasting. I'm helping him with his channel. I'm picking up the stock markets now. I'm reading more about leadership, about, you know, just anything in general relative to my business or any business out there to get this podcast popping.
Well, and knowledge is power. You know, we talk about research. Knowledge is power. Reading the customer. Knowledge is power. Knowing your products, knowledge is power. And you don't have to be a Wikipedia, okay? All you need is just enough to be dangerous.
I love that line, man. Enough to be dangerous. It's so deadly. Everything that you can do out there, any product, I don't care if it's the stock market or if you're selling cars, I say, or if you're selling health insurance or impact windows. You know, you make your market, you sell, it's all on you. You paint the picture in that person's head. You're enthusiastic about it. Use our sales tips that we give you on a daily basis, and you will be a better salesperson after getting off of this podcast. We're here to give you something to talk about tomorrow and something to work on tomorrow, per se. But, you know, we're up 30 minutes here, and we have so much more to talk about. But what do you want to cap off tonight with?
Well, I think that we'll be back tomorrow. We're going to try to go Sunday. I don't know about Sunday, but Monday through Friday, not Friday. Monday through Thursdays.
Yeah, today we're signing off. We will see you after our Sunday night recording. You can visit us live, or it'll be pushed out. Wait, you're not going to... Valentine's Day, you're going to New Orleans.
I am going to New Orleans.
Well, I might have to get one of our listeners on for a guest. We'll see.
You got to keep it going. That's
it. I'll keep it going. You know, maybe we can take a call in from you and your wife getting crazy with the beads on the boulevard down there in New Orleans.
Definitely. You know what? Yeah, you work hard so you can play hard. Always remember that.
Look me up on social media. That is my, what do? I work hard and I play hard. That's my line. Everything that we do, it's all for fun and learning. We make money a little bit here and there and a lot from others. But, you know, we have our bread and butter. I'm selling roofs. We're killing it out here in Southwest Florida. We're doing this for fun and learning. And we're going to teach you some more stuff. My name is Alex DeLuca. I am in Naples, Florida. I'm signing out.
And this is Rafael from Hollywood, Florida. And just stand by for our...
Thank you for tuning in to ttalks.net. If you have any questions, comments, or something you want us to talk about, email us at rafael@ttalks.net or comment below. Please follow us on YouTube at ttalksnet and Facebook at ttalksnet. Please rate us and don't forget that sharing is caring. Thank you for your support. Till next time, we will T-Talk later.